I got the password thing too, but had to work around it. That's, you know,
Well, it's odd. ARman was able to do it through the email.
yes, the earlier email, not the one that you sent out via, well, like the other day.
MailChimp.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. But why?
I don't know. I don't know. ARman, like Trilby Schreiber was not able to get in, and I gave her the meeting ID. Obviously, that's not the issue. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I have to look at that because that may be depressing some of the attendance here. So
Actually, I think I get it, Chris. Probably if we came in before you, probably it's asked the passcode because maybe it thinks that we are the host. Whenever you join, and
right.
I probably like click the same link over.
I came in at 1:59.
Yes, I think that's the point.
So if people came in at 1:57 or 1:58,
That's
Yes.
why.
and Michael,
Zoom
you may have
thinks that
come
you are
in
the
10
admin.
seconds before me. Well, now we've learned. So I think that is the issue. And ARman, I just want to tell you this. You have relieved a lot of stress for me by telling me that. So that's actually a huge Benny. And I think that's a good segue. Relieving stress, unleashing the AR, no code world is a great way to introduce this week's guest, who comes all the way from Yerevan, Armenia. That's 8 hours from here. So it's 10 p.m. on a Thursday night, which is the start of the weekend for a lot of people. And it's ARman Atoyan, who does relieve a lot of stress for people in the AR world because he has the first cross-platform, one-click, no-code AR solution. It's good for your web XR, for mobile, also headsets. And I've known ARman for a couple of years now, but he's been building out the solution and getting some great content created out there, even by students, which has brought him to the attention of some major brands, including Coca-Cola, GSK, excuse me, and others. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over now to ARman Atoyan. Please turn off your cameras and mute your mics, and we'll come back for some Q&A afterwards. But without further ado, ARman Atoyan.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for inviting me, Chris. You are right. We know each other like probably 4 years or more. We continuously meeting at the AWE, and thank you for this opportunity to share about our work. So I will share my screen just like to have some presentation as well to walk everyone here through journey that we are doing nowadays. So as Chris said, that we believe that the AR is the next medium, and it should be accessible not just to the developers, but it should have like a broader use. And we believe that this like a superpower of the creation should be democratized and get into the hands of many, not just like to hands of the developers or to privileged ones, but we believe it should get into the like broader case. And like having that on mind, we've been creating the ARloopa since of 2014. So I will just like do short introduction. I'm ARman. Yes, that's my real name. This is eventually the first question that is gonna come. And even more, we are always positioning, we are saying this is not Armenia, but this is ARmenia, and we believe that we have a mission to make it like first AR enabled country. My position is Chief Wizard at the ARloopa. Later on, I will tell you why this is like I got this title. It was given by the team, and I'm doing the evangelism work in Armenia, and not only visiting many conferences, visiting many events, trying to kind of share about the possibilities and how the world can become better if we will apply more AR and VR in several verticals. Education, art, entertainment is something that we are focused on and we've been working on, but we believe it has the broader way to apply it. So shortly about our product, our main product, that's an ARloopa app. Some of the users are like made some good comments. They call it the Swiss Army knife of the augmented reality because it contains all sorts of ARs that you know, like marker-based, markerless, geolocation-based, geospatial, face masks. So our team managed to combine all these great features under the one hood, and the app has about 13 languages. It has 60 content categories, more than 2,000 3D interactive experiences for education, for art, entertainment, gaming, like many categories. And the best part about it, that users are creating this content, they have the ability to do it, even if they are not technical. Regarding to the product, it's been a finalist of the Auggie Awards. I'm sure many of you know about the AWE's award. That's one of the prestigious awards out there for the XR industry for many years. And I remember the first days when I was coming to AWE, it was like 2015, and we could only dream like to have the product that can be finalist there, or we will be kind of like be featured there. And this year we managed to get into the final with many big names that you know, like Lens Studio, the Niantic, and many others. So regarding to the product itself, you can see here the growth curve. We are very proud because the app currently holds more than 10 million organic installed base. Why I'm underlining this organic? Because we never paid $1 for the user acquisition as traditional form we know it. The app has 46,000 reviews, and with that it's 4.5, 4.6, and it's leading among the peers we have on the Google Play or App Store. But here I want you to pay an attention regarding to the growth. Like we've been building it, like it's already 10 years we are building this product. We were believing that this AR and VR space is really eventually going to take off. And our mission was to be on a front line, on the first row when that will happen. And I was also communicating to my team. I was saying this is like a really long journey. We need to craft like really good product. And when the time will come, we will be on the first row. We will be on the first seats. And like, if you will pay attention, you will see that like 5 years, there was a 100,000 downloads only. Like 5 years we've been working, creating, and there was 1,000 downloads. And the interesting thing happened during the COVID. So during the COVID, we get 2,000% of growth, or equally like a 2 million organic installed base. And we didn't spend any dollar on that. How this happens thanks to the teachers. This is how we are calling it. We brought them a value, and they kind of like gave it back to us. How this happens? Like one day we came to like, even maybe we've been online during the COVID times. We've been checking like continuously. Okay, like what's the amount of downloads? And one day we saw like really big spike. We said, okay, maybe we went viral in some country or whatever happened. The next day it's even more. The next day is even more. And then we've been trying to find the source, like where this is coming from. And we not been able to find like a blog or YouTube review or whatever. And during a stand-up meeting, someone from a team said, like, probably this been broadcasted on some TV station or whatever. That's why we are not able to find the source. But probably it was broadcasted like on Indian TV, because the biggest chunk of downloads was being from India. And in the next few days, we started like to seeing dozens of like mentions in different blogs, newses, etc. And it went viral. Again, it went viral because the teachers like during their Zoom classes, because they've been forced to do the classes remotely, they discovered that the ARloopa could become like a really great tool to get the kids' attention to the classes, and they are becoming kind of like, you know, like a super power holders. Imagine now I'm like going to the Zoom class, instead of my desktop, I'm using my phone, and by doing a screen share, I can show you entire universe, or I can have dinosaurs with me, or I can have like a physical kind of like the class of physics or chemistry through the app. And the teachers kind of like find it that this could be really great attention kind of concentrator. And they started to give a task. This is very important. I wanted to share with everyone this part. They started to give a task to the students. They said like, go and create like a video for this subject, like about the water, about the different kind of like about the earthquake. And we had like dozens of the different experiences in the app. So the kids started to create the content as a homework, because they've been all remote and they've been creating this content. They are starting to share. And even some schools, that was one of my favorite videos. The CEO of the school, the president of the school, actually announced kind of like a contest. He said like the best way to teach to learn is to teach someone else. And he gave a task to create the content, to create the videos and share with other students. And they made a competition. They started to give the prizes for the best creative videos, etc. So we catch that wave. And this brought to us like to this 10 million organic install base. And every next year you can see it's adding another 2 million. And if you will go to like a Google Play, if you will look for the augmented reality category, if you will just search augmented reality, Google is going to bring us first, because of this legacy of 10 years building the product. And that's why actually one of the team members said like, this is what we perform. That's like, if we are telling this someone, they are not believing that it's even possible to get this amount of traction of having like a 10 million organic install base by not spending any money onto the user acquisition, when the other peers are not able to get there with the investments like 10 million, 20 million, even $50 million. So that's why sort of I get the title. But we are seeing there is a big bottleneck. We are seeing that the content, like when people are creating the content through the app, that's fine, but it's limited, right? We have like 2,000 content objects or experiences or games or whatever, but people want to create their own. And when it's coming to that moment, we are understanding that there's a big bottlenecks. So one of the biggest bottlenecks I'm always calling for the AR and VR, it's a content production cost, because it's like, it takes a lot of time to craft like really good quality 3D assets, and eventually it costs a lot of money. We've been working the last 10 years with like about 100 or more museums or universities, and always the biggest pain point was like a 3D content, the creating of the high quality 3D content. So the next one is like, when people are trying to create, sometimes they're lacking of the technical expertise. They don't have the skills. They are not developers. They are kind of seeing that this is very difficult to do. Then there's a lack of easy to use tools. There are some great tools, but many of them are requiring technical skills. Like if one wants to build on the Snapchat Lens Studio, or even 8-Wall, or the other tools, which are great tools again, but they require you to have some technical skills. They are not easy to do. So they are not for general public, let's say in that way. And there is also a problem with the device compatibility. This is the big problem. Now we are seeing the web AR is making like kind of like a cross device work, which is great, but it's still not there. Still, it has like a lot of kind of way to get it more developed. And another big problem we are seeing, and which we really like kind of decided to solve, that's a fragmentation. All those great platforms, we know the market is very fragmented. There is a Snap, let's say Snap ecosystem, which has the Lens Studio. This is publishing the lenses, the filters for the Snapchat app. The Meta, like there was a Spark. It's not out there anymore, but like within the Spark, you've been able to create for the Instagram only. Like if we are speaking about the Apple Vision Pro, that's an absolutely different story. You are creating the apps for the Vision Pro. If we are speaking about the the other platforms, all of them has the limits. All of them has their own kind of walled gardens, and which is really difficult to get. And we've been thinking that there should be the solution, and we might be the one that can come with this. And why we've been thinking so, because we currently we made already kind of cross-platform in terms of mobile. The ARloopa app and the studio that we have made is letting us to create the content and publish it for the iOS and Android. And we've been thinking that the solution would be just to have, let's say, one solution for all the platforms. But as those platforms by design are different because they belong to the different companies, those are different conglomerates that sometimes even fighting with each other. They don't want to kind of have this kind of cross-platform, cross-device solutions. So we've been seeing that the solution would be to have a cross-platform publishing. It should be no code, definitely. It should have the cloud-based storage. It shouldn't be kind of like locally offline something, and it should work for all the devices on all the formats. And having this vision last probably like 6 years, I can say, or 7 years, we've been creating ARloopa Studio. So first 5 years, let's say, or 4 years, we've been working with the different brands and companies. So we've been learning the patterns, like what they need. And we've been creating for them, like the same for the Coca-Cola, GlaxoSmithKline, Brussels Airlines, VVF, Kenzo's, etc. And we've been learning like what are their needs. And most of the time it was not very complex. And we've been putting all this knowledge together by crafting the ARloopa Studio that will help people to create an AR experiences by themselves. And the big promise was not to do it just on a mobile or web AR, but also to extend it for the XR glasses. And currently, I can proudly say that the app is already available for the Meta Quest, that you can download it from the Quest store. And we are planning to extend it, like the next is going to come Apple Vision Pro, the next is going to come whatever glasses, like we are calling in this way, whatever glasses. It could be X-Real, Android XR glasses, and the other, like a big landscape that we're going to see of the glasses. And how this magic trick is going to work, we are taking the ARloopa app. On the next slide, I will show you more visually, and supporting all these platforms. By the way, the ARloopa Studio also was the Auggie Award finalist for the best creator and authoring tool, but we eventually lost to Snap. Snap won this category award. You can try, by the way, the platform. It's free for 3 days. You can explore it. If you have some interesting ideas, we are happy to extend this time. We've been doing this with a lot of teachers and artists. If you have some good ideas about some interesting work, we are happy to extend this time and like give you the access to give it a try. And we are always there to help. So to give you some idea about the roadmap, how we are seeing this, so we're gonna, this is already kind of like a bit outdated, but the app is available for Quest, and the Vision Pro is coming this year. We've been a bit late on the Vision Pro part, AI integration, we are believing that is very important. Why I mentioned about the struggle within the content creation, because I want to come to this point that with help of the AI, like a lot of people are getting this ability to create the content, 3D models. And currently, just recently, we launched the Genie AI inside of the ARloopa app and inside of the studio. And Chris, before, like when we've been chatting last time, this happened after our chat, we launched the Genie AI that helps actually to do the text to 3D conversion. Like you can describe the object that you want to get and Genie will make it for you. And on the down the roadmap, we have plans to integrate on the app on the X-Real glasses. The snapshot is going to be a bit tricky, but we hope we can find a way. Samsung glasses and the future glasses, whatever it will come. So this is the kind of like vision we have. We want to have this cross-platform, cross-device compatibility. And as the ARloopa app is built on the Unity and the many platforms are supporting the Unity, we are believing that we can achieve this. Whenever the glasses, whatever glasses it will support the Unity, we will be able to make this cross-platform, cross-device workout. And currently we are covering some part of this. So Web AR is there, the AR, the app-based ARloopa app is available on the iOS, Android, and the XR glasses. We have currently the Meta Quest you can try. And again, the most beautiful part, you are creating on the web browser, just like I showed on my video on my previous slide. And whenever you publish, it works on the XR glasses, mobile, and the web. So AI integrations, we are believing this is very important. Currently, some of the experiences are already available in the app. If you will try, for instance, to chat with the William Saroyan, who is very famous American Armenian poet, you can have a conversation with him that has like many components under the hood. It says OpenAI integration. It says Azure integration by the Microsoft. It has the 11 Labs integration to do the voice synthesis, because we thought that it would be great to hear his authentic voice, and we've been working with his museum. And the other experience is also available in Fresno City, California. Currently, we do the integration with the machine. The Kling AI is coming because we have seen like a lot of demand, but the people want to do simple thing. They want to like upload their creations and like give it to life, then to show it through the AR. And we see the Kling could be the great tool for that.
On the left, we can see a middle-aged man who is exploring the world around him.
The only thing left is to work, work, and work. True art will inevitably come to light, for the best and the brightest always lead the way.
So those two paintings are made for the Martyrs Science Museum. So on the left, we can see manually created animation, which is like a storytelling that whenever you are in museum, you're pointing the ARloopa up onto the painting, it comes alive, and you can experience the story. So it took like 4 weeks of time of the animator. On the right side, we see the AI plus human kind of collaboration, which took 1 week. So it's 4 times faster to utilize the AI tools. I believe within a few months, it's going to be even less. Like we will be able to achieve this kind of animations within maybe a few hours. And we can see that this is how we see the democratization of the AR content creation, because this will become eventually easy even for students to create the content, to create an AR experiences with help of the AI in this case. So thank you for your attention. Sorry if it will be like a bit longer than maybe we've been planning, Chris, but I'm happy for the questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's really amazing what you've been able to build, and I'm particularly interested in where you see ARloopa integrating with AI engines, because I think that that's going to provide some greater richness and depth to the tool, and also obviously the amount of content that can be created, I think, is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like while we talk, maybe I will very quickly do some kind of like introduction, more hands-on. So we will turn more to into the maybe workshop-ish format here. So I just want to give you the glance on the AI creation part. So this is the ARloopa Studio in action that you can see. Some of those contents are being created with the AI. I love to play with it now. Like I might find some interesting painting and I might, you know, like take it and start doing my own stuff here. Okay, I can maybe edit this scene to give you some idea. Like a few days ago, I've been in the National Library of Armenia and we had a conversation. I showed them like this is the new AI tool set that is coming and you can start building and right on the go. Like I took a picture of the big painting they had in the library. I came to the office, I converted it like through the AI. I got this king. It's not final, it's not kind of like polished, but you can see like it's a matter of the minutes. And I got this kind of like a 3D model out of this painting. So I can show you some here more kind of like a functionality regarding to that. We have, this is the Genie AI tab. So this is the models that I have created just within the prompts. So I've been reading the book with my son and we've been talking about like Drizini car or bicycle. And I told him that, do you want me to create it for you? He said, yes, Dad, like, can you do it? I said, sure, let's ask Genie. So we described that we want to get the 1817 Drizin like a bicycle and it generated for us. And the same goes like the same, I said like, do you want me to create a cowboy for you? So we can see the possibilities are growing with this. And right now we have this tool already integrated. This is what I want to mention. So right now the people already creating this within the Genie and they are starting to create their own AR stories or, and you can see
that's what we've been waiting for. You know, I mean, I've seen iterations of this going back like 12 years. You know, there was something called Word's Eye out of Columbia University, very early text to scene, as they called it. But of course, you know, for an AR tool, I think that this is really cool to be able to layer this on so quickly, because I think that this will certainly open up even more use cases for you.
Absolutely. Also the scans, like the 3D scans, like a few years ago, we should like take this ranger to the special studio to make a 3D scan of him. Now it's matter of like a minutes. If someone is using the ARloopa 3D scanner, which is the app available on the App Store, you can scan literally everything. And then it comes and sits to your scans. Like here we can see like a Labubu that I tried to scan and to see how this will go. And actually I've been able to get it like a scanned and can bring him into the studio. I can annotate it, add audio. So I can create literally the scene. You said it absolutely right. That's a scene that you can have different elements. You can add the videos there. You can add different kind of images to describe that scene. And then when you publish, this eventually is going to be available for the mobile, web, and for the XR glasses as the Vision Pro, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very sophisticated tool, and no disrespect to the likes of Lens and others, but I think the fact that this is such a cross-platform tool, and again, the no-code aspect of this just puts it more in the realm of like a Sketchfab or someone like that. I mean, this is really interesting to me in terms of where this goes. Very, very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that the other thing that you know I find is that you'll pretty soon have I think coming out of the summer a critical mass of content ARloopa generated, which I think will kind of create its own mini genre. But yeah, I do love what you've been able to do here, and I think that certainly those of us who have Quest will want to play with this. But I do love the fact that you know, this is such a simple desktop tool as well. Really amazing stuff.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no, great work, ARman. And again, you know, this is for those of us who are working with storytellers and content, as we all do. I think that you bring a lot to the table here, and you know, who knows, maybe next year you'll be hoisting an Auggie. But no matter, this is superior work, and kudos, and thank you for your time. And Michael, if I can prompt you to come out. And by the way, that's a very cool looking, I love the steampunk aspect of this.
Yeah.
So thank you, ARman, again. And I know it's late there, but Michael, can you give us a preview or tease us with who's going to be on our next call, which will be the 24th of July?
We have a confirmation with Florent Gillard with talking about a project with the Natural History Museum in London, which uses AR animations that were built for the HoloLens. So again, I've downloaded your app, ARman. This was a really great presentation. And it's definitely, to me, because you've got it covered from so many different, the creation side, the management of 3D asset side, and so you are flexible, obviously, in terms of going with how AR evolves, because it's AR's, you know, when you think of the glasses, that's one, you know, that's sort of layering information on top of reality. That's one application. But you know, then when you get to the more creative, creating scenes that are placed in real locations, some that are found, but also some that you create as dramatic storytelling events. So it's not clear yet exactly how it's going to take off. There've been great things done with, you know, the HoloLens is over. So this interesting about this project for the Natural History Museum in London is it's beautiful, but the technology is a dead end. And it'll last as long as it needs to in terms of that project. It's still a successful project. But, you know, imagining where this tech is going with its storytelling potential and its information potential, and which aspect of that will be adopted first in a sort of at scale, that will drive some I mean, I think it'll all evolve, but I'm curious to see where it breaks out first, and if you had any thoughts on that.
Regarding to the HoloLens, you are absolutely right. There are many great projects implemented for the HoloLens, but unfortunately, you know, Microsoft stopped the development of the tech, and like sooner or later, all these great experiences are going to be like dead, unless they will be ported to somewhere else. Like those experiences can find, let's say, new homes in ARloopa or on a Lens Studio or on any other platform. But I believe that's very important. Like I remember like a few months ago when the Spark AR was kind of discontinued, it created a lot of frustration. Like a lot of creators have created amazing experiences that eventually you are realizing that your creation is going to be like a dead. And I believe this is like a kind of like a point where the people are afraid of such platforms. Like when it's a physical art, you know that you have it on your wall, like nobody is going to take it. But when you are creating something that lives on someone's sort of ecosystem, you always have this like, you are always worrying like what will happen if someone will, you know, like if they will take it down. Or even like 10 years ago, I know like many of you been in the space for a quite long time to remember there was ARloopa, like a great platform. When we've been just starting, the ARloopa was already the thing. Like HP acquired them, it was like a big deal. But then what happens, like a lot of content just being lost because they just eventually shut down the platform, and there was no way to migrate. There was no way to take the content somewhere else. And actually, if you will like just Google, you will find that some of those teachers are saying like the best alternative of the HP Reveal is the ARloopa. Like you can take your content there. Of course, there was no seamless integration, but there was a way to keep those creations to life. Like they can migrate, they can bring the content onto the ARloopa. The same, I believe, for the HoloLens. So all these great creations, they should find like a new homes, because it's really pity to have all these experiences, all this great educational content. Because I know on the Microsoft HoloLens specifically, there's a lot of educational content, because Microsoft had all that great channels to deliver these headsets to the schools, universities, museums. And now I don't know what will happen with it when the next update will come, or whenever the device will stop working.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I think it is the immersive channel or the immersive tech that will land the first at scale in terms of a non-industrial, non business use case, but it's still early to figure out what it's going to, how in fact it will land. But thank you so much. And I downloaded ARloopa while we were
Thank you.
in this
Try the studio as well.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for being here. And ARmand, thank you, sir. As always, be well, be safe, and be virtual. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Take
All
care.
right.
You too.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for having me.